holding my laugh because it felt like I wasn't done.
Right before we pressed record, Gabby just let out a burp and we both got shocked by that burp.
Yeah, myself included. No, because I wasn't expecting it to go out. Like, I knew it was coming, but I wanted to, like, slowly let it out so it doesn't make sound. And then it just came out like, bleh! Like, no, bitch, I'm coming out.
But yeah, welcome to Spooktober.
This is Creepy Conversations.
Yeah, if you guys better sign up on Patreon because we had like a little like chat with our peoples there. Preepers, yeah. Just a heads up though, by the way, for this episode, we're gonna be completely unprepared more than the usual. Because
we're just gonna be reading.
Yeah, we only have one source for this because it's Singapore's time to shine. It's gonna be places in Singapore that might be super haunted, and our only source is clio.com.sg. So if you guys don't know what that site is, it's like a lifestyle website for people in Singapore or whatever. Check it out.
It's like, or whatever, because we're not sure. We just came across it. Oh, by the way, I'm Gabby and I'm eating.
Yo, and I'm Kalai and I am unprepared.
We're both unprepared. I think we forgot to kind of like introduce ourselves right away because we did this just a few moments ago. And so we had technical difficulties and now we're re-recording.
Oh, and welcome to Creepy Conversations, old listeners and new listeners. If you guys don't know, Gabby is based in Singapore. We did haunted places in Cebu before because I'm based in Singapore and that's our hometowns. So
Cebu.
Gabby's there. Did I say Cebu?
Cebu. No, you said Singapore.
What the fuck? Cebu. That's our hometown. We did that before, so we have a previous episode. That was fun. You guys should check it out. So now we're doing Singapore.
Okay, so before we lose connectivity, let's jump into it. Let me start with Block 12, Lorong 7, Toa Payoh. I've read this just a few moments ago, and it is such a fucking trip. So this happened in a 3-room flat on the 7th story of the block that I just mentioned. And this is the site of one of the most horrific murders in Singapore's history. So in 1981, medium Adrian Lim conducted rituals involving blood, sex, and drugs in his flat. And he killed a 9-year-old girl and a 10-year-old boy with the help of his wife and his mistress.
Damn, he got a wife and a mistress.
And they're okay with it.
This dude is a total sociopath, for sure. A manipulator.
Yeah. This is more than just drug, sex, and rock and roll. Like, dude had, like, it sounds like a Jennifer's Body, Blair Witch
Cult
Project
thing.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Manson family kind of thing.
And the trio were said to have drunken the bloods of their victims. News reports say that the girl was drugged, sexually assaulted, strangled, and her body was dumped in a large bag at the foot of a block, and the boy was reportedly drowned and his body was found near a hedge.
Oh, fuck.
This is like 9 and 10. Those are fucking children.
Exactly. Dude, this isn't blood, sex, rock and roll. This is literally like a predator.
Yeah. And there's 3 of them.
Right.
So a trail of blood led to Lim's flat, which contained crucifixes, blood-stained Hindu and Taoist idols, and a book on witchcraft. Another reporter said that there were also pills and hypodermic syringes and a newspaper article on human sacrifices.
Damn. This is what we talked about in our previous episodes. If you're mentally unstable, don't seek healing or whatever healing or cure from spirituality, because that's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
And don't
go to doctors.
Exactly. Also, fuck, witchcraft is not like that at all. It's against witchcraft, because that's like you're disrespecting human life right there, which is against the rules of witchcraft.
It's annoying when they try to paint witchcraft as something like this, because it's not all about black magic or dark magic with these kinds of things. That's something you don't delve on, because karma is gonna bite you back in the ass, like, even worse.
Amen. Exactly.
This is, and I don't even know what he was trying to do here. Like, what was he trying to achieve? Why he wanted human sacrifices and even involved, like, his wife and mistress? What?
Exactly. He was basically like this predator who was manipulating these two women and victimized these children. What a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
A cult leader in the making.
Well, not anymore, because the trio were found guilty of the murders and they were hanged on November 25th, 1988. But then in 1987, a Catholic family bought the flat for $28,600 and moved in. They were aware of the dark history, but considered the flat lucky as they struck 4D the month they moved in.
Lucky.
I don't even know what that means. How would you even, right? Like, oh, somebody performed some weird-ass fucking blood ritual, murder, right, and a whole lot of whatever here, but this place is still lucky.
No, thank you.
Like, excuse me, what?
Are you sure that this is, like, luck that's helping you, or is it, like, dark? Is it the dark forces?
Would you even consider the house, like, knowing?
Fuck no!
It's, I think if I moved in that house, it would most likely be because I did not know what was up.
Yeah. If it's, like, murder, I'm fine with, like, moving in a house where there's
like
murder.
Regular murder.
But if it's like children that were murdered, dude, child ghosts are insane because they have no control whatsoever. I don't want children to fucking haunt me. I don't even like regular living children.
And it's even scarier because of the way they died. They were literally human sacrifices.
Exactly.
And it was like blood magic kind of thing. So no, that's a no for me. So yeah, they moved in, and one of the family members, Mr. Desmond Tan, said in an interview in 1993, "My mom said the house was lucky. Basically, we don't believe in ghosts or anything like that." And property records show that the unit changed hands in 2005 when this reporter visited. No one came to the door. So Mr. James Ung, the 67-year-old dude who lives next door, said that the current owners had rented the unit out to foreigners in recent years, but it is now vacant. The retired shipping clerk who was living there at the time of the murder, said,
How did he fucking sleep through all of this?
I have no idea. Like, would you? I think I would want to move houses if that was
Me
like my
too.
neighbor. Like, wow, okay.
You sleep well, dude.
Good on you. Like, that takes a lot of energy, and I don't know. Like, wow, how brave of you. But yeah, he said, even though we share a wall with the unit, we are not affected by what happened there. What's over is over and life goes on.
I swear to God, people there are robots.
I don't know.
People don't give a shit there.
I don't think they feel the same way as we do. But I mean, they're not as superstitious, I think.
Yeah, but like a lot of people in Singapore are Chinese, like from the Chinese heritage, right? And like aren't like this might be a stereotype, but like aren't a lot of like Chinese folks, what do you call that? Superstitious?
Yeah, they are. I mean, like the older generations here still have some of the beliefs. But I don't know. I guess it's just very different because like when we think about it, yeah, I think if this happened in our country, it would be totally different. There would be so many stories, and the people living beside you would probably leave and look for a new house.
Exactly. That's traumatizing.
It is. But like, yeah, these guys who committed the murder are already dead as well because they still have death sentences here in Singapore, even until present. So yeah, there's that. Moving on to the next on the list, we have the Fortuna Hotel.
2.
Yeah. So this is the site of Hotel New World, which collapsed in 1915, 1986, and it killed 33 people.
Wait, dude, you said collapsed on 1986. You didn't say...
Oh, did I? I missed the date. It's the light. It's such a glare. March 15, 1986. Yeah. So that's when it collapsed and killed 33 people. And it was one of the worst tragedies in post-war Singapore. So the 6-story building at junction of Serangoon Road and Owen Road, where the fuck is this? Because I live in Serangoon right now. Collapsed due to the structural faults and substandard construction. So the hotel occupied the 4 upper floors, and nightclub and a bank were on the lower floors. News reports say that at about 11 a.m. that day, some occupants heard loud sounds and felt few tremors, but continued going on about their business. I think this would be me as well. Like,
right?
Oh, that's nothing. Just keep going. But they barely have earthquakes here. But still, like, I wouldn't... Yeah, I get it. I would still go about my business. And at about 11:25 a.m., the building fell, shrouding the area in plumes of dust. In less than a minute, it was reduced to rubble, and not a single wall was left standing. How subpar was this construction? If nothing was left, like if you can see the pictures, it's literally dust. So a rescue operation with more than 500 staff from the Singapore Civil Defense Force, Fire Service, and Singapore Armed Forces, as well as foreign experts, lasted 4 days, and 17 survivors were pulled out from the rubble. That's a long time. Like 4 days. Can you imagine
4
being
days.
stuck? Yeah, under that.
I would rather die. No, I'm just kidding. But like, good on them.
Me too. I would probably give up. I have little to no self-will.
Me too. This is like, well...
This is such an inconvenience.
Well...
I mean, we cry at the slightest inconvenience. 4 days is too fucking long. I'd probably be just like, oh my god, is this death?
Death.
Oh, jeez.
Hello, please.
It's like, take me now. Oh my god, why are we like this? So in 1994, the 7-story Fortuna Hotel opened on the site and still stands today. I should probably look for this. I swear I live in Serangoon. This
and it
near.
Turns out that Gabby is living in there.
I don't live in a hotel.
Maybe they changed the name. I'm just kidding.
Well, and its website says it has 104 rooms and houses an Indian restaurant and a branch of Western Union. Previous reports say the hotel was owned by property company Ching, I think this is missing a letter, Ching Holdings, which is understood to be defunct. Property checks show that the hotel is now owned by Fortuna City, a hotel operation and management company. Miss Aisha Naz, who's 20, probably like 3 years ago, who works at Star Tours, which is located in the hotel building, says she knows about the site's dark past, but is not bothered by it. What is wrong with you people? Why are you not bothered with anything?
What the fuck?
She said, like, it doesn't affect us. Most of our customers are foreigners and don't know what happened.
Dude, if you're somebody who has stayed out to our listeners right now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been to Singapore because like it's a really wonderful city. If you've stayed at Fortuna Hotel, let us know if there were some like creepy shit happening. Like, for sure this place is going to be haunted because like obviously a lot of the people who were living there didn't know that they're going to die, and they probably don't know that they're dead.
Wow, that was sad. Let me see. I think I've seen this hotel before. It's not near me. It was near my old place. What is up with my old place and these things happening? Because Serangoon Road is quite long, so it's not where I am now. It's near, where is Mustafa Center? Little India, I would say, or Fair Park, somewhere there. Yeah, I've seen this place. The building is red, so it's hard to miss. But I'm amazed that people here are like, I don't even fucking care. It happened in the past.
Do they not care about the souls or whatever? Like, are y'all atheists or whatever?
Well, a lot of people here are free thinkers.
Oh.
But there are a lot of religions as well. Like, we've got Buddhists, Taoists, Hindi, Christians, and everything else. So
it's great that they don't care, but also at the same time, like, for sure, that hotel doesn't feel safe or whatever. I'm making this up, but I feel like...
No, I mean, like, it's reconstructed now. It's probably not subpar anymore. It's probably not substandard anymore.
Yeah, because it's been up since 1994, so...
But the thought...
But the spirits... Ugh.
Actually, with this, I could probably still deal. I'd probably get over the fact that, this went down before. But the first one, though, was too much. Like, having your neighbor do the blood magic and shit, and you'd be like, this does not affect me at all.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I would understand, though, if you're working in that hotel, like, you have no choice. So you're probably like, sure, whatever. But, like, if you're staying there... Guys, let us know if you've been haunted in Fortuna City in Singapore.
Yeah, that would be fun. Do you want to do the third one on the list?
Sure. So we're literally like going through the list right now. So the third one is Biduk, right? Biduk. Fuck. Gabby taught me the pronunciation before we started, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember that. My brain lied to me. Bidok, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Bidok Reservoir. So yeah, that reservoir had a spate of deaths. Fuck, I will never use that word. Obviously, I'm reading off of this article.
Same. Let's just pretend we do.
Of deaths in 2011 and 2012, and it was labeled online as a suicide destination. The first that's really sad. A suicide destination. I don't want any place.
Diana lives there.
What?
Like near there. Near
Oh.
that place. Because she works somewhere near that location, so she wanted to stay near. Anyway.
Damn. Anyway, so the first death was reported on June 2011, when the decomposed lower half of Chinese national Lin Xiao, who was 23-year-old at that time, was found. Damn, what happened?
That's so young.
We'll find out. So the news reports said the apprentice mechanic was depressed after coming to Singapore and had told his mother he would die by jumping into the river. Ah, damn. On September 22 that year, bodies of Madame Tan...
I don't know how to read that. It's probably like Cheche. I don't know.
Chi, whatever. Guys, I'm so sorry.
We're sorry.
To our Chinese listeners. It's Szeszze. So I'm guessing that's Cheche.
Our Chinese relatives, ancestors are probably like, oh my God. You are a disgrace to this family. Dishonor!
Dishonor to the family. Sorry. Anyway, Madame Tan Cheche, who was 31 years old at that time, and her 3-year-old son, Gerald Chin, were found.
Why do they have different names?
I guess maybe she wasn't married to the father.
Oh my God, this is so close to your birthday.
Yeah, it is. That's Tom Felton's birthday, though. Draco Malfoy, what up? She said she was distressed over a custody battle with her husband.
Oh, you were right.
And she decided to kill herself and her son in the reservoir. What the fuck is wrong? You know what? I understand why your husband wanted that custody battle.
It was too late.
Yeah, shit.
But this reminds me of the thing that happened in Indonesia, wherein the entire family, but like totally unrelated, just reminded me of that, where the entire family hung themselves because of the pandemic, because they lost their jobs and they didn't have anything to eat, so they all committed suicide. Like the mom, the dad, and all the kids, they hung themselves in the house.
That is so sad. Could you imagine the kid in this situation? The kid was probably thinking that they were just on a boat ride, and then like all of a sudden, damn, my mom's killing me. What the fuck is wrong with this woman?
It's like, what kind of ride is this? I thought we were going swimming.
Right? Shit. Anyway, over the next year, at least 5 other bodies were reported to be found in the reservoir. Representatives from the interreligious organization held a prayer session at the reservoir in 2011, initiated by former Foreign Minister George Yao, who was a member of parliament for the area. So, wait, let me just pause. Member of parliament. This sounds like it's a group, but it sounds like I was just saying
it's a government like
yeah, like the literal member of parliament is the government shit. Anyway, why name it like that? Damn,
I have no idea.
Anyway, in 2012, PUB installed 4 CCTV cameras at the reservoir, which is surrounded by a park. It also stepped up patrols, ensured that the lamps were fully lit throughout the night, and installed signboards with help information for the Samaritans of Singapore. The reservoir is also a popular spot for water sports, for wakeboarding. Are you gonna be wakeboarding here?
I don't know yet. Whichever is cheaper. I'm going to.
So yeah, it's known for wakeboarding, sailing, canoeing, and kayaking. It's also a venue for the 28th SEA Games in June 2016.
Was it?
Because the article is written for 2017. And it says here June last year.
Yeah.
Software solution architect Ranjith Vijayan, 37 years old at that time, who trained at the park thrice a week for 2016 Standard Chartered Marathon Singapore, says, I run alone, sometimes after midnight. I'm not afraid. Damn, these people in Singapore are not afraid of shit. I like it. It is calm and quiet, and I can reflect on my day as I run. I'm not scared of dogs. I'm not scared of ghosts. Only stray dogs. First of all,
Okay.
a place where people commit suicide, that's already a tulpa. In our previous episode, we explained that a tulpa is like a place that becomes a dark thing because there are plenty of like dark shit that happened there. So I don't want to run in an area where it's known for like suicide and shit. Like I probably am not very superstitious, but I don't want to like run one day and see a body if it's like a suicide destination area. But like, good on the Singapore government for like stepping up and literally trying to stop people.
Oh, they do it so fast.
Yeah, like they did it quickly right away. They found a solution to like stop this thing from happening further.
They always do that as fast as they can because their people here complain a lot. Like if they find that an issue, they will make noise. And so what the government does is try to prevent that. So even before their citizens have something to say, they do something about it, which is good, which is great.
Which is great. That's what the government should be doing. I'm not going to say which government, but
y'all take notes.
Take notes, people. Ugh.
As much as I want to comment on the guy jogging, I don't think I have the right because I used to jog in a cemetery.
Right. A cemetery is a great place to hang out. But what I mean is, like, in a suicide destination, you might be the one to discover those dead bodies. I'm sorry, but I don't want to. I'm okay with, like, finding a body that's been murdered rather than someone who committed suicide because that's just sad. Like, I don't know. Both are really bad situations.
Yeah. She has a choice. But, like, how would you even know? What if, like... Oh, right, because it's a suicide destination. But, I mean, it's a possibility that it could have been a murder and they made it look like a suicide.
Ooh. But, yeah. If you're from Singapore and you're listening right now and you feel like you want to take your life... Call Samaritans of Singapore, please. We don't know what their number is, but we'll put it in our show notes.
We'll look for it. Or download the app, the Civil Defense Force app, because they have the help numbers there on speed dial. How I told you that the police came here 2 days ago?
Yeah, but
Friday?
You didn't tell us why.
Oh, they were just doing random checkups in the house. They were campaigning for us to download the app because apparently they have this app wherein you can just take photos of incidents or accidents and then send it straight to the police or emergency first aid respondents and whatnot. So that was really all they were doing.
Damn. By the way, we're not being paid to say that.
Yeah, we make it sound like it.
I also Googled the number for Samaritans of Singapore. Their number is 1-800-221-4444, and you can also find them on Facebook Messenger. Their name is Samaritans of Singapore. So if you're feeling like extra depressed or if you want to talk to somebody, you know where to go. You can, I think, listen to our podcasts instead. We'll accompany you.
Yes, definitely. That's what this podcast is for. So all the depressed people converge and then we'll be happy. Also, don't forget to take your vitamins.
Take your supplements and like exercise and do all that shit. But call the number if you need to talk to somebody because we're not experts.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up here is it just says Changi. This place is so fucking
entire
huge.
Changi is
area?
haunted.
What?
It's the Changi Park.
Oh, okay. So this is the beach park. It's really near the border where, yeah, because like Changi is at the end where the airport is. And I guess the beach park is really at the coastal area. So this is where this thing happened. And it is believed to be one of the first, massacre sites during Operation Sukching, a military operation against those in the Chinese community who were anti-Japanese during the Japanese occupation. They actually do tours here. I was just talking to one of my colleagues about it, that I wanted to do certain activities, like plan certain activities. And he's like, oh, you should go do since you like museums and learning about stuff, you should go do this tour wherein they walk you through the Changi prison, Changi Museum and stuff. And that's where they did these things. So It was like a firing squad wherein they shot people there. But I don't know if this is what it's about. So let's continue. So on Feb 20, 1942, Japanese firing squads killed 66 Chinese male civilians at the water's edge. They were bound by ropes in rows of 8 to 12 and instructed to walk towards the sea, according to the National Heritage Board's website. I wonder if they knew what was going to happen to them, because I'm pretty sure when you're walking towards the sea, you can't see from the back. And this kind of reminds me of what happened to Jose Rizal, like bound and shit. So Japanese soldiers mowed them down with machine guns as they reached the shallow waters. Many died on sight, but some managed to swim away and hide underwater as the ropes binding them loosened. Did they get shot while this happened?
Yeah, I think so. I think they were like in the waters and then they got shot.
They were still swimming. Ow, that must have hurt. Like seawater is salty. And then your wounds, and plus, like, getting shot in general is like shit. Wow. And a memorial plaque has been placed at the site in remembrance of the Chinese massacred in Singapore during the Japanese occupation. Y'all, the Japanese should really stop this, because they also kind of did.
They have stopped it.
Well, true, but I don't think these are in their history books. Like, of course, you don't want to paint your country as oppressors. But they did. Even in the Philippines.
It's not even part of our history.
It's not. Yeah, they don't. I just hear stories from my grandma, actually. So Changi houses the old Changi Hospital in Halton Road, which has been named on the web as one of Singapore's most spooky spots. Built in 1935, the hospital was used as a prison camp during World War II. And the Japanese secret police, or Kempeitai, were rumored to have used it as a torture chamber. Okay. Left vacant since 1997, the one-time military hospital has long had a reputation of being haunted. But not every part of Changi has a dark past. The area is home to the world-class Changi Airport. Why is this suddenly an ad? Serves, more than 100 international airlines flying to about 250 cities in 60 countries, and it has been consistently voted the world's best airport.
We're not getting paid,
reading?
guys. We're not getting paid.
I wasn't expecting that. But
Changi
you know
Airport, if you want to sponsor us, we are willing. We love your airport.
I actually do. It's very convenient.
Me too. I've slept there. It's a great airport.
It is. And you don't have to rush things because it's just very convenient. But yeah, the Changi Business Park at Changi South hosts companies, software enterprises, and research and development institutes. Professor Brian Farrell, 55, head of the history department at the National University of Singapore, says, Changi has a rich history, and it's not surprising that beliefs and folklore have developed around it. In general, a place's dark past has a lingering effect on the present, but it really depends on who you talk to. In the case of Changi, a historian can see it as an important site where sad events once took place, but to a young person, it could just mean a nice beach and a ferry ride to Pulau Ubin, which is true.
I
wish I didn't read the last few parts.
I like Googled it quickly if there are like ghost stories or whatever. Nothing comes out. It just says that it's like part of like the spookiest, the haunted Changi Beach. It just says that, but there's like, why do you say that it's haunted? Let me know. If you guys have like experienced hauntings in this place, Gabby, if you want to go, let me know. If like,
actually, I do want to go just because, like he mentioned, it's a beautiful place. I mean, it's near the beach.
Oh damn! I found one from History Collection. Sorry, I cut you off. Please continue.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, I was done. Like, keep going with your story.
So I found out that there are reports of people seeing floating heads flying over the sand and headless bodies trudging along the shore. Beheadings were a popular form of execution, and many who lost their lives on the beach did so by losing their heads. And there are other accounts tell of large holes dug into the sand in the same shape and depth of one who would expect from a mass grave. Fuck. And the tortured souls continue to leave their mark on the beach and throughout the neighboring area. Could you imagine walking along the beach of this place and then seeing a fucking hole the shape of a grave? I would be like,
oh my god.
I would look at it, but I would also not go near it because a ghost might push me in it.
But yeah, I've heard no, I haven't heard a lot of things, but like I've heard most of my colleagues say that place is haunted. Even what was the place that they mentioned? The ferry ride to Pulau Ubin. Yeah, so Pulau Ubin is like a place for their military, like where they kind of practice. What do you call that? Like they do army shit there, and a lot of my colleagues who have done reservist say that it is like they've heard stuff there and kind of see silhouettes and whatnot, but they haven't really mentioned what exactly happened. But they do say that it is haunted. So, it's, yeah.
Oh, there are also reports of black magic rituals having been performed at the hospital as occultists tried to use the hospital's souls in order to convene with the devil. Singapore! What is up with you guys? What is up with you guys in black magic?
That's fucking crazy!
Does Singapore have a, like, obsession with black magic that we don't know about?
I mean, could be. It's very difficult to find stuff about this because they rarely post it. And if they do, they can't really put in details. And I have a feeling it's because of the government because, you know, they're always listening.
Also, I don't blame them because of what happened in your first story. Knowing like how Singapore's government is like, we don't want this to happen again. They're probably like, let's hide all the black magic so that crazy people, no, sorry for saying crazy people, so that people who are mentally unstable will not like be influenced by this.
I guess because there are still some places here that have like those things, like low-key. But mostly, I think, because of drugs. Like they think that way because of drugs.
Oh, right.
But yeah, low key, because you don't want the government finding out. You don't want to be hung.
To death, you mean?
Yes.
Hung to death.
Oh, well, what did you think I meant?
No.
Like just hung.
No.
Yeah.
So the next one, my turn. Gabby and I actually had like an agreement. I'm gonna do the water stuff, like the stuff near the beach, but we didn't read that the Changi Beach Park was actually, because it was just written as
it just said
Changi.
Changi.
So
yeah,
we
so
just
that was
thought
supposed
that-
to be yours. Sorry.
Obviously, we did not read shit. Like I said at the beginning of the episode,
and we didn't practice.
we are unprepared.
Stop me
So-
from eating! This is like a third sachet. I'm sorry.
Gabby's like, oh, it's Kalai's turn, and I'm gonna eat now.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is this Punggol? Punggol. Punggol.
Punggol.
Punggol Beach. This quiet beach at the end of Punggol Road near Punggol Jetty was one of the killing fields during Japanese occupation. If you guys aren't from Asia, mostly Southeast Asian countries were like occupied by different nations, particularly the Japanese. So it's very normal for us to be like, oh, this place is like a killing field. This place is like a camp, like a death camp. So like in the Philippines, I live near, or like the place where I'm living right now was known to be like where the Japanese people used to bury their victims. But I don't feel anything at all. So yeah, that's why if you've noticed, we have mentioned like massacres and like killing fields and like whatever throughout this episode, because that's the reality of being coming from like a Southeast Asian country. Anyway, so Punggol Beach was like one of the killing fields during the Japanese occupation. So many people died there that it was described in the newspapers as Singapore's Slaughter Beach. This place is like, oh, so Changi's like the spookiest place? I want to be the Slaughter Beach.
It's like, yo, bitch. If y'all just did firing squad there, we did lots of squad. What? Slaughter is here.
Damn. On February 28, 1942, about 400 Chinese civilians were reportedly shot there by Japanese auxiliary military police. Thank God that I'm now born in this era where the Japanese are now all about anime and they're like not about world domination anymore. Because I don't want to live
I can't.
being
And
oppressed.
plus, true. And I believe like we're both Chinese technically. I don't know any Filipino who does not have any Chinese in them.
I actually don't know if I have Chinese
Oh,
blood.
really?
Oh, I know for a fact that a teeny Japanese blood from my grandfather's side, but whatever. Since then, human remains have occasionally been found at the beach. A 1998 article reported that a skull with 2 gold teeth and parts of an arm and a leg were found by a man digging for earthworms to use as fishing bait. I feel so sorry. But also, I would probably be like, what the fuck? This would be like a highlight of my day if I was like just digging for earthworms and I find a skull with 2 gold teeth. Fuck. So Punggol Beach is on the National Heritage Board's list of historic sites. The area is known for the Punggol Settlement, a 2-story food enclave opened in 2014 that features restaurants such as House of Seafood and White Restaurant. We're not getting paid to read this, you guys.
Like, you can really tell it's a magazine kind of blog.
It's a lifestyle blog.
Like, putting bits and...
Yeah. So Mr. Francis Tan, owner of Thai restaurant Trunk at Bay at the... Is this Enclave, right?
I have no idea.
Let's just pretend that that's Enclave. says, as a kid, I came to the beach with my family to look for clams and collect seashells. I heard people had died here, but it was only when I became an adult that I understood what had happened. Again, this thing that he says, I don't let the dark past get to me. I choose this place for my restaurant because it has a beautiful view of the sea. Again, people in Singapore don't give a fuck at all. But
Actually,
also,
I feel like I've been there.
Also, I don't blame them because I just realized as I was talking earlier about like these campsites and like places before the Japanese, when the Japanese occupied our countries, like the place where I'm living right now
get
was like
over
a
it.
graveside. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
like, I wasn't born at that time.
Yes.
So yeah, thank
It's easier
God I
to
wasn't
get
born
over.
at that time. Because like, no, thank you. I don't want to witness.
I just remembered that I've actually been to this location once, and it's actually a very beautiful place. So there are a lot of restaurants lined up, and you can have your drinks, you can eat, and there's like karaoke in some of the places there. And it's overlooking the sea, wherein you can literally see Malaysia already on the other side. So the buildings you see there is Malaysia already.
That's kind of nice how, something tragic that happened where it's like now people are like, no, let's not dwell in the past. Let's like make it a happy place. Override.
So Punggol is not developed yet. Like among the parts in Singapore, it's still one of the places that has nothing in it, basically. So, because it's really far. So how you get there is quite difficult because only buses can get to the place. And it's like a quarry. You have to go through like mountains and shit. And it feels like you're gonna get murdered in that area because it's so dark. Like, just imagine no buildings. It's still just trees and rocks, and every few blocks there's a bus stop.
What the fuck? That's like the place to get to that area?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And it's like it's not dark, but the lights there are very scarce. So it's like you get light here and then a few couple miles, blocks, kilometers, whatever, and then the next street light.
Did you get like any like uncomfy feeling when you were were you able to get to the beach?
Yeah. So it felt less scary for me because I was with somebody. I didn't go there by myself. Because if I did, I would have taken a taxi.
What is up with like the Japanese and like murdering people at the beach? Is it to like easily dispose the bodies?
I think because if they get shot and they're near the water, for sure they'll die because they'll drown if in case they survive. I don't know, it's a theory. It's a theory.
Is it like a tactic or whatever? Anyway, we don't know, and I don't want to know. And that's...
Like we don't want to know how you guys kill other people because, yeah, just know.
So next one is
That took a
Gabby's
while.
turn.
Could you still hear me? I was wondering, like, oh, why is she taking a while?
No, I was waiting for you to talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the next one is Orchard Road. And this area is actually very crowded and commercialized. This is where you see all those big malls, and it's a famous shopping belt. But apparently it used to be a former graveyard. So where Iron Orchard is in Niang City, these are one of the biggest malls there with the high-end brands. It used to be a cemetery called Tai Shan Ting. In 1845, it was acquired by Nghi An Kongsi. Let's pretend that I know what I'm talking about because I'm not even sure how to pronounce the first name. But let's go.
Let's go with it.
An association represented by the Teochew community, according to newspaper reports. Bounded by Orchard, Patterson, and Grange roads. So these are the roads near the embassy. I swear, this place is so busy because that's where all the embassy is. That's where your big companies are. That's where the malls are. So this used to be a cemetery that had 25,000 to 30,000 graves, which were cleared in 1950s. Dhoby Ghat MRT station, built in 1980s, sits on the site of a former Jewish cemetery. This place also had this building called the McDonald House, which was bombed in, I don't know what year, but it was in World War II. So a lot of things happened in that area.
And, oh, shit.
Yeah. And today, the 2.53 kilometer Orchard Road, which got its name from the fruit orchards in the area until the turn of the 20th century, is a major tourist destination and retail hub, boasting glitzy malls. Again with the ads, come on! Miss Lou Minru, 44-year-old managing director of public relations firm 37 Communications, whose office has been in Nghi An City for the last 6 years, says, "I chose this place as it's very convenient to meet clients and media partners who are mostly located in town. I'm not affected by the area's dark past as I'm not superstitious."
Wow.
Y'all are like...
People
yeah.
that are brave.
No, but honestly, if like you went there, even if you told me, oh, did you know this place was where the gates of hell opened, I wouldn't care because it just doesn't feel that way anymore. It's really a busy place where everything's happening, where COVID is.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, so last one, the seventh one, is in Sentosa. If you've been in Singapore, I'm pretty sure you've been in Sentosa because that's like, yeah, right? Because that's like the place to be, to go to. Universal City? Universal Studios. Universal Studios is there, and like the other big ass Merlion is there.
Yeah, the beaches, everything.
Yeah. So the resort, it's known as a resort island. It's one of Singapore's star attractions. It used to be called Pulau. Woo! I don't know how to pronounce this. Blakang.
Yeah.
Pulau Blakang Mati, which means behind death in Malay. Whoa! I want to name my kid my non-existent kid Pulau Blakang Mati. Anyway, so Singapore Infopedia, the National Library Board's electronic encyclopedia, says the name could refer to the early piracy and bloodshed nearby. Another account says the island was a paradise of warrior spirits where bodies were entombed on an adjacent island. I was actually, when I visited Singapore there with my sister, we rode a Grab. The driver was born and raised in Sentosa, and he said he did say that there were like pirates there, and like it wasn't a good place. Like there were plenty of like crime happening in Sentosa at that time he was born, because he was a pretty like elderly driver, and he was like telling us stories about what happened in Sentosa before it is what it is now. Yeah. So yeah, the Serapong Golf Course was previously a beach where about 300 corpses were washed ashore during the Japanese occupation, according to newspaper reports. These were reportedly the Chinese civilians hurled into the sea by Japanese soldiers and shot as part of Operation Sukching to eliminate people in the Chinese community who were anti-Japanese. So I think this was connected to your story, the one in Changi, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I scrolled down. I lost it. Here it is. So in 1970s, the government started developing the island as a tourist attraction. And in 1972, it was renamed Sentosa, which means peace and tranquility in Malay. It is now home to 17 hotels, 2 golf courses, a 3.2 kilometer long beach, and attractions such as Fort Siloso Beach, Madame Tussauds Singapore, and Integrated Resorts World Sentosa, which runs the theme park Universal Studios Singapore, as I mentioned earlier. And again, we're not getting paid for this. In the financial year of 2014 and 2015, a total of 19.4 million people visited the island. Businessman Arthur Law, who was 47-year-old at the time, who has played at Serapong Golf Course for the last 8 years, he says, I know about Sentosa's dark past, but when you are playing golf, which is in the daytime anyways, you're so focused on the game that you don't think about such things. Yeah.
You forget, like, the vibe of the place changes, especially since that's so far into the past that you just don't even think about it. I've been to Sentosa almost every weekend since the pandemic. It's crazy. I'm always visiting the beach because I miss home.
Also, Singapore now is like future city. It's like how the future cities would look like. That's what Singapore is now. So that's why I don't think you feel like there's anything to the places, because it's now like the pieces of like the past have been removed.
For sure. Yeah.
And that's the 7 probably most haunted. The 7 probably might be haunted places in Singapore. So if you guys have like stayed in any of these places and have felt, if you've stayed in these places and have not felt any hauntings, we don't want to know. But if you have felt hauntings in these places, please let us know. Or if you know any ghost stories about the places that we've mentioned, you're welcome to reach us at Creepy Combos at Twitter and Facebook, I think.
Yes. And Creepy Conversations on IG.
And creepyconvos@gmail.com if you have like stories that you want to tell that's not even related to this, any type of ghost stories, or like any creepy conversations that you want to talk about. Email it to us.
And you, honestly, if you guys don't have something to share, that's fine too. You can just click subscribe, rate, and review on Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your podcasts too.
Yeah, if you have awesome reviews, we're gonna read it. Make your reviews as crazy as possible so that we'll read it. We don't care whatever it's about. If you want to confess to a murder, do it there.
Wow.
So that we can't snitch on you. I'm just kidding. We will still snitch on you.
Low key.
Or not. I don't know. But yeah.
And you guys can watch us on patreon.com/creepyconvos. We also have bonus content there. And thanks for creeping, you fucking creeper.
And remember, literally, the government is always watching you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.